Where do we stand right now as far as James Harden is concerned, and what should we be expecting?
I think we stand at something of a stalemate. James Harden has reportedly made his wishes clear. He wants to be in Brooklyn. He doesn't want to be in Houston anymore, according to Woj, and also from what I've heard. And the Rockets so far are expressing pretty much no interest in really having any serious talks with Brooklyn or anybody else about James Harden. And, eventually this has the potential to linger and linger and linger, and one side's going to cave or one side's not going to cave, or they're just going to sort of hold their noses and play together for a little while longer. But to me, the writing is on the wall, and once the writing starts to be written up on that wall, it's hard to erase it, and the end game seems like he's going to be elsewhere. But when, we don't know.
All right, tell me how the Brooklyn thing works. Is this a Harden KD thing? Is this a Harden KD and Kyrie thing? Give me the math on Harden to Brooklyn, why they want it, and how they make it work.
Well, a number of executives have told me what the Nets should do is, instead of mortgaging their future, flip Kyrie for Harden. But to me, that seems a little early and a little unrealistic, given that Kyrie and KD literally just got there as a package deal. They're very good friends. So maybe that's the off-ramp later, right? Maybe if you trade the farm, which is Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, Spencer Dinwiddie, every pick and every swap that you're allowed to do, maybe if that ends up being the trade and it's not going well and Kyrie doesn't like being a third option and whatever, maybe that's your off-ramp to then moving Kyrie somewhere else and recouping some of that draft equity you sent out for Harden. But I think, look, these two teams have not had any substantive talks. Let's be clear about that. But I think if and when they do, it's more likely the offers are of that, just these good young players and every pick we've got, than Kyrie.
Zach Lowe with me on ESPN Radio. So let's say that they have some way at some point this season, they have Kevin Durant, they have James Harden, they have Kyrie Irving, and they've basically mortgaged everything else around them. So they just sort of fill it in with whatever they can. Does that team win the Eastern Conference?
I think they walk into the season as the favorites in the Eastern Conference, but it's close between them and Milwaukee after what the Bucks did last night, and Boston and Miami certainly still have to be right there, and Toronto too. But I think they walk in as the co-favorites, and I do look. They'll have Joe Harris back more than likely. He's a free agent. Taurean Prince would probably stay. They just made a nice little trade for a role player, Bruce Brown, yesterday. They'll have a decent, DJ is still there. They'll have a decent 8-9 man rotation around those big three guys if this actually happens. Good enough that I think, the star power, that's unmatched, at least on offense. Yeah,
it's a combination I'd love to watch, because it would be like a fascinating chemistry experiment. You put three, what are they called in chemistry? You put three items together. What's the word I'm looking for? You mix three particles or whatever they are. I was bad in chemistry then, and I remain bad in chemistry. You mix three things, and then you wonder, are they going to blow up, or are they going to create something magnificent? What would be your guess? Could those three guys play together?
First of all, I opted out of honors chemistry in high school, so I just covalent bonds, whatever you want to talk about, I'm out for that discussion. Right. Look, the jokes are going to fly, right? Well, they're going to play with two basketballs. How are they going to keep everyone happy? Mm-hmm. I actually am a little bit more optimistic about the fit, at least on the surface, because KD, as great as he is, he's one of the greatest players of all time. He's always been willing to sort of alternate between my post-ups, my ISOs, and then I kind of become like Paul George, like running off pin downs, playing off the ball. He's fine with that. The challenge, I think, is going to be, can Kyrie accept that third option role? Because James Harden walks in, he's the lead ball handler. And the other challenge is, does James Harden remember how to play like normal basketball? I get to dribble 50 times and take a step back three. You don't get to do that with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving on your team. I'm actually optimistic he does remember how he used to play before the last few years. I think the fit could really work well on offense, but Kyrie in particular would have to sacrifice.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.